The apartment looked perfect for 7 days. On day 8, the internet failed during a client call. The grocery store felt a mile uphill, and the last bus home turned a simple dinner into a logistical problem. The rent was lower. The life was harder. Welcome to Moving to Portugal Daily, episode 201. I'm Mateus Costa. Today we're going to test a Portuguese neighborhood before you give it your signature, your deposit, and possibly the next year of your life. I'll give you 4 practical tests for choosing a base that supports your income, your energy, your routines, and your relationships. Because Portugal rewards preparation, and the prettiest rental is not always the smartest home.
Here's the frame. Portugal is not one uniform lifestyle. Lisbon, Porto, the Algarve, and smaller towns can all be excellent choices, but they create different daily realities. And even within one city, the municipality, the neighborhood, the street, and the building can change everything. Online rankings usually tell you where visitors like to go. Your calendar and nervous system experience the actual address. Use 5 scorecard categories throughout the process: work, money, essentials, energy, and belonging. Then run 4 tests. First, define your minimums. Second, live one ordinary weekday. Third, price the full life. Fourth, test whether you can belong there. You are not searching for a flawless neighborhood. You are looking for a place with no serious deal breakers and enough strengths to make your preferred life easy to repeat. Let's start with the minimums. Before you book a viewing, write 1 page about your actual life. How reliable must the internet be? Do you take calls at 8 in the morning, at 9 at night, or all day? How much street noise can you live with? Do stairs, hills, uneven pavement, or the absence of an elevator affect you? Is access to a pharmacy, supermarket, gym, green space, or healthcare provider essential? This is where many people skip ahead. They start with famous neighborhoods instead of their own requirements. Put numbers beside the priorities. Set a maximum housing budget, then separate limits for transport, co-working, and convenience spending. Decide what movement means for you. Maybe it is a flat 30-minute walk. Maybe it is a nearby pool. Maybe it is simply a route you will use after work without needing heroic motivation. Add your social priorities too. Do you want a quiet base with occasional events? Or do you want cafes, language exchanges, sports groups, and professional communities within easy reach? Quiet is not lonely for everyone. Lively is not connected for everyone. Give work, money, essentials, energy, and belonging a score from 1 to 10, and mark the categories you cannot compromise on. Now run the weekday test. Do not spend your observation visit collecting attractive cafes and sunset photographs. Wake up at the time you would normally work. Open your laptop at 9, make 1 real client call, or upload a file. At 10:15, write down what interrupted you. Was it traffic, drilling, a delivery buzzer, a barking dog, or the apartment heating up with no ventilation? A quiet room at 10 in the morning may sound very different at 8 in the evening.
Then do the boring errands. Walk to the supermarket you would realistically use. Check prices, opening hours, fresh food, and the uphill route home with a bag in your hand. Find the nearest pharmacy. Check how you would reach a clinic or other healthcare service if you needed one. Test the route to public transport, a co-working space, or the place where you expect to meet people. Time it, but also notice how it feels. 15 minutes on a map can be 15 steep, uncomfortable minutes in real life.
Visit again in the evening. Listen with the windows open and closed. Ask the owner or agent about insulation, heating, cooling, renovations, and typical utility costs. Ask a resident what changes during weekends, summer, winter, or holiday periods. One short visit cannot guarantee a perfect year. It can, however, reveal an obvious mismatch before you sign.
The third test is pricing the full life. Advertised rent is only 1 line. Add utilities, internet, transport, co-working, laundry, gym fees, deposits spread across your expected stay, and a contingency amount. Then add convenience costs. If groceries are far away, will you order delivery? If transport is awkward, will you use taxis? If the apartment is poor for calls, will you pay for co-working? Those are neighborhood costs, even when they do not appear in the listing.
And count time. Suppose an outer neighborhood saves €300 in rent, but adds 90 minutes of transport every workday. That can become more than 30 hours a month. What is that time worth to you? Client work, exercise, Portuguese practice, cooking, or sleep? I want to be careful here. Central is not automatically better. If the center destroys your sleep, a quieter area may be the smarter choice. The test is not status. The test is repeatability.
Compare 2 or 3 areas using the same assumptions. Keep fixed costs, variable costs, convenience costs, and time costs visible. Do not create false precision. You are not predicting every euro. You are preventing one attractive number from controlling the entire decision.
The fourth test is belonging. Look for something recurring, not just exciting. Attend a weekly language exchange, running group, class, volunteer activity, or professional meetup. Notice whether people return and whether you can imagine showing up again when you are tired or busy. You can practice communication at the same time. Ask a shopkeeper, "Disculpe, pode indicarme uma mercearia perto daqui?" That means, "Excuse me, could you point me to a grocery shop nearby?" Perfect Portuguese is not required. Repeated, respectful contact is what makes a place start to feel like home.
Let's make the risk concrete. Daniel, a fictional remote worker, chose an apartment outside the center because it saved €300 a month. The photographs showed sunlight, space, and a peaceful view. He assumed transport would be simple. It was not. After moving in, he skipped exercise, bought more meals because groceries were inconvenient, and stopped attending community events because getting home was tiring.
Daniel eventually estimated that extra transport, deliveries, and co-working were using about €120 of the rent saving. More importantly, he was losing roughly 30 hours a month to friction. Nothing was catastrophically wrong with the apartment. That was the problem. A long walk here, an awkward bus there, a noisy call, a missed event. The cheaper home was transferring money into time, energy, and isolation. His scorecard would have shown the mismatch before the lease.
Give each category a score from 1 to 10. Then weight your non-negotiables. If reliable work is essential, multiply work by 3. If community is a major reason for moving, multiply belonging by 2. But do not award a 10 because you love the view if the internet or transport fails your minimum standard. A beautiful address should earn its place through your ordinary Tuesday, not just your first Saturday. Also ask how the area changes across the year. A coastal town, university district, or quiet street may feel completely different in another season or on a weekend.
So, what should you do in the next 48 hours? Create the one-page profile. Choose 2 candidate neighborhoods, not 10. Schedule a normal weekday audit in each one. Test the work session, grocery route, transport, essential services, walking environment, and evening sound. Put every cost into the worksheet. Calculate your weighted score and wait one night before signing anything. A little distance can reveal whether you are choosing a life or simply reacting to a listing.
Your address will influence your sleep, appearance, communication, income, and energy. A walkable grocery route can support healthy habits. A reliable workspace can improve your professional presence. A neighborhood with recurring activities can turn connection from a vague hope into a weekly practice. Small daily habits create big lifestyle wins, and the right base makes those habits easier.
Do not choose a Portuguese base only because it is popular, inexpensive, photogenic, or recommended by someone with a different lifestyle. Test work, money, essentials, energy, and belonging. Walk the real routes. Listen at different times. Count the hidden costs. Then choose the place that helps your ordinary life function. Portugal rewards preparation. Build the foundation before you arrive. Create your neighborhood fit worksheet today and compare 2 areas within 48 hours. If you want the larger system behind this decision, explore the Nomad Life Success course for practical support with relocation planning, income, communication, healthy routines, appearance, and long-term lifestyle design. Use the worksheet, make the comparison, and take one concrete step this week. That's your daily Portugal blueprint. Portugal isn't just a destination. It's your optimized new beginning.